Renting versus buying in Canada is not what you think anymore, especially in 2026. Let me ask you something. If renting was so bad, why are millions of smart people still renting in Canada? And if buying was always the best option or the best decision, why do so many homeowners feel stuck and stressed? Everyone online has an opinion on renting versus buying, but most of that advice is outdated, emotional, or copied from another country and another time. In this video, I want to slow things down and explain the real 2026 reality in Canada without pushing you in any direction. By the end of this video, you'll clearly know when renting actually makes sense and when it doesn't, when buying helps you grow and when it traps you financially, and how to decide what's right for your life and not someone else's advice. So let's break this down properly. Why people think renting is bad. People usually say renting is bad because the money doesn't come back. You pay rent every month and at the end of the year, you don't own anything. If you rent for many years, the total amount feels huge and emotionally it feels like a loss. This thinking is not wrong, but it is incomplete. It only looks at what you pay, not what you receive in return. Renting is not just about housing. It is about flexibility, freedom, and reduced responsibility. When you rent, you don't worry about property taxes, major repairs, or market value. If something breaks, it's not your problem. If life changes, you can move. So renting feels bad only when people treat it like a long-term solution without a plan. Renting itself is not the problem. Renting without direction is. When renting makes sense in Canada, renting is actually a smart decision when your life is still changing. If your job is not stable yet, if your income is still growing, or if you're not sure where you want to live for the next few years, renting protects you. For many first-time buyers, especially young professionals or new immigrants, renting gives breathing room. It allows you to build savings, understand the city, improve your credit, and learn how the market works without the pressure. In these situations, renting is not wasted money. It is the cost of flexibility and learning. Just like education or training, it may not give you the ownership, but it gives you readiness. Where renting starts to become a problem. That's a 2026 reality, guys. The problem starts when renting becomes permanent by accident. In Canada today, rents have increased sharply, and for many people, rent increases faster than salary. You might start renting at a comfortable level, but over time, renewals become stressful because you don't control the future costs. Another issue is stability. When you rent, your housing security depends on decisions that are not in your hands. A landlord can sell, a unit can be taken back, a rent increase can force you to move. Over many years, this uncertainty creates mental stress, not because renting is wrong, but because you don't build long-term control over your living situation. Why people think buying is always better. Buying a home feels like a progress. You're paying into something that belongs to you. Part of your payment reduces the loan, and over time, the property may grow in value. Buying also gives you predictability. Your mortgage payment does not change every year the way rent can. You control your space and you don't fear eviction or sudden moves. For many people, buying also forces discipline. It makes you save, plan, and commit. That structure helps some people build wealth slowly without even realizing it. The real fear. What if I get stuck with a mortgage? This fear is very real and it deserves a proper explanation. People are not afraid of the mortgage itself. They're afraid of losing freedom. They worry about being locked into payments for decades, worrying about interest and feeling trapped if life changes. The truth is, a mortgage only becomes a trap when someone buys more than they can safely handle. Getting stuck does not come from buying a home. It comes from buying under pressure at the edge of your budget without room for mistakes. When buyers leave no buffer for job changes, emergencies, or family needs, even a small problem can feel overwhelming. That's when people say buying ruined their peace. Buying smart means leaving space in your finances, not stretching to impress anyone else. When buying actually works well, buying works best when your life has some stability. If you plan to stay in the same area for at least 3 to 5 years, have steady income, and are mentally prepared for responsibility, buying can be a strong long-term move. In this situation, the mortgage becomes less of a burden and more of a structure. You are slowly building equity while protecting yourself from rising rent. Over time, what once felt heavy starts to feel normal. Buying is not about timing the market perfectly. It is about timing your life correctly. The biggest mistake people make: most people ask the wrong question. They ask whether renting or buying is better. The real question should be, what stage of life am I in right now? Renting is powerful when flexibility matters. Buying is powerful when stability matters. Problems happen when people do the opposite: buying too early or renting too long without intention. There is no single right answer for everyone. There is only the right answer for now. Simple decision framework. Before making this decision, think calmly about 3 things. First, ask yourself how certain you are about where you want to live for the next few years. Buying makes sense only if you are reasonably sure you will stay. Second, look at your income honestly. Not just what you earn today, but how stable it is. Can you handle changes without panic? Third, think about your mindset. Are you ready for responsibility and long-term planning? Or do you value flexibility more right now? Your answers will guide you better than any headline or opinion that's online. Renting is not throwing money away, and buying is not always freedom. Both choices can either help you or hurt you depending on timing and preparation. The smartest decision is not rushing into ownership or avoiding it out of fear. It is understanding yourself, your finances, and your future plans clearly. If this video helped you think more calmly about this decision, share it with someone who is stuck between renting and buying. And if you have questions, ask them in the comments. Good decisions don't come from pressure. They come from clarity. So if you're someone who have made their decision and now want to take a move in any of the way, you should get in touch with us. Our contact links are just below in the video description. Thank you so much for watching this video. Subscribe for more.